The 6 society hostesses who came to dominate London society were born between 1863 and 1879 at the height of the Victorian era. They were the products of their era and their diverse upbringings, but what marks them out from their contemporaries was the way in which each woman transcended her origins, using her intelligence to reinvent herself. The oldest of the hostesses, who was to become Mrs. Margaret Greville, was born Margaret Helen Anderson in a discreet rented house in St. John's Wood, London, on the 20th of December 1863. The 2 Scots of notably modest origins who claimed to be her parents, Helen and William Anderson, were far from Edinburgh, where they both lived, when Helen's child was born. The registrar who recorded the birth assumed they were married, but in fact Helen and William shared nothing more than a coincidence of surname and the same employer. They were involved in an elaborate plot to legitimize the baby and to spare Helen the stigma of being an unmarried mother. Helen Anderson worked as a humble domestic servant in Edinburgh in the early 1860s. She became the mistress of the entrepreneurial bachelor brewer William McEwen, and in 1863 she discovered she was pregnant. Mr. McEwen had a trusted employee at the brewery, the cellarman William Murray Anderson, who was married with a family of his own. William Anderson was willing to help solve Helen's predicament, and so the 2 Scots moved to London together to await the baby's arrival, pretending to be husband and wife. After registering the birth and following the child's christening in April 1864, William Anderson returned to his marital home in Edinburgh, and he remained working in the brewery till the mid-1890s. It seems that Mr. McEwen bankrolled the deception so that Helen Anderson might appear to be a respectable widow, whose husband had died in London, leaving her with a small daughter of uncertain age when she returned to Scotland. Records are scarce, but by 1868 Mrs. Anderson was running a boarding house at East Maitland Street in Edinburgh, an enterprise presumably funded by Mr. McEwen. Meanwhile, Helen's family lived at 102 Fountain Bridge in the same city, across the street from William Anderson's household at number 107, and they all worked at Mr. McEwen's brewery, apparently amicably. Little Margaret's true origins were probably suspected by many in Edinburgh, but Mr. McEwen had deep pockets. His private account books show that he made irregular but generous payments to a Mrs. Anderson for the next 2 decades. He also funded young Margaret's education, even providing dancing lessons.